Megyn Kelly's cautionary tale of crossing Donald J. Trump. The Fox News anchor Megyn Kelly has spent the better part of the last year living in the main gladiator pit of 2016, becoming as much a target for Donald J. Trump as any of his opponents and emerging as a pivotal figure in the forced resignation of the Fox News Channel chairman Roger Ailes, whom she accused of sexual harassment. On Tuesday, she was in her office at the Fox News headquarters in Midtown Manhattan, taking stock, preparing for the next phase, a Trump presidency, and warning fellow journalists to look at her experience during the campaign as a potential cautionary tale. The relentless campaign that Trump unleashed on me and Fox News to try to get coverage the way he liked it was unprecedented and potentially very dangerous, she said, casual but animated behind her translucent desk. If he were to repeat the same behavior from the White House, she said, it would be quite chilling for many reporters. Until this week, Ms. Kelly had generally avoided interviews about her experience with Mr. Trump. New details she shares in her book, Settle for More, about what she describes as Mr. Trump's attempts to harass and intimidate her, have raised questions from some critics about why she didn't step forward sooner. But Ms. Kelly said the general contours of Mr. Trump's campaign against her, which she says included pressure on her bosses to rein her in and led to death threats from Trump supporters that forced her to take on a security contingent, were well known, and she did not want to make herself an even bigger part of the story before the election by sharing the inside details. Trump wanted to make me a storyline in the race, she said. I was trying for 9 months to get myself off of the playing field and onto the sidelines, where a reporter belongs. She has emerged from it all as the most sought-after star in television news, entertaining annual salary offers that surpass $20 million as she contemplates whether to stay at Fox News or leave to a competitor when her contract expires in the summer. Her new book, and the publicity surrounding it, illustrates her fight with Mr. Trump just as he begins to plan his inauguration. Mr. Trump's spokeswoman, Hope Hicks, declines to comment on Ms. Kelly or her book. But speaking broadly about Mr. Trump's expectations for his relationship with the press as president, Ms. Hicks said that he would abide by standard press protocols that are in place now, the traditions, and that he saw his presidency as a fresh start for his relationship with the news media. During the interview, Ms. Kelly said she feared the election sent a troubling message to women. There were a few themes that came out of 2016, and one of them is, as women, we have a long way to go, a long way to go, she told me. Emphasizing that she takes no position on the election, she said the campaign showed there is a tolerance for some considerable level of sexism and in some corners. Let me underscore, I'm not referring to Trump specifically, just what we saw this year, even misogyny. That morning her network colleague and rival Bill O'Reilly appeared to criticize her for sharing new details regarding her allegations that Mr. Ailes harassed her. Ms. Kelly wrote in the book that Mr. Ailes offered her professional advancement in exchange for sexual favors, and once implicitly threatened her job after she rejected a kiss. The book was making my network look bad, Mr. O'Reilly said on CBS This Morning. Ms. Kelly declined to respond to the comments from Mr. O'Reilly, who faced sexual harassment allegations in 2004, which he settled. During our interview, she said of Mr. O'Reilly, I never see him, we're fine. Ms. Kelly wrote in her book that she had complained about Mr. Ailes's harassment to an unnamed supervisor, who told her, she said, to avoid Mr. Ailes. After the Fox host Gretchen Carlson filed a harassment suit against Mr. Ailes this year, multiple other women stepped forward to lodge their own complaints against him, all of which Mr. Ailes has denied through lawyers. In a statement on Tuesday, Mr. Ailes said, I categorically deny the allegations Megyn Kelly makes about me, noting he worked tirelessly to promote and advance her career. Think of what would happen here at Fox if we had had a female CEO and it was a COO who was harassing me when I got harassed by Roger Ailes, Ms. Kelly said. I think things would have wound up very differently, and perhaps 12 years of women wouldn't have had to go through those experiences. Ms. Kelly's feud with Mr. Trump started in earnest with her question at the first Republican debate, where she mentioned Mr. Trump's past comments about women as fat pigs, dogs, slobs. He followed up by repeatedly attacking her on Twitter and telling an interviewer that Ms. Kelly had blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out her, wherever. Looking back, Ms. Kelly said, it was a prescient question. She added, If somebody asks you if you're an idiot and you know you're a Rhodes Scholar with a Mensa membership, you don't get upset. With Mr. Trump preparing for a fresh start, Ms. Kelly says she is, too. "I'm going to be open-minded to Trump turning over a new leaf and perhaps being more like a president." The question she had was whether Mr. Trump really would change or want to change. "It's tough to change a 70-year-old man," she said. "However, past sometimes isn't prologue when an extraordinary, intervening event happens in one's life. But, to be safe," she said, "journalists need to steel their spines. Because," she said, "if past is prologue, they should take heed of her story," which put her on the wrong side of a social media campaign that carried over into real life through curses at her on the street and strangers showing up at her apartment building. Many of Mr. Trump's voters are also loyal Fox News viewers who think their values have been diminished or ignored or dismissed or mocked for too long, which is why, Ms. Kelly said, "I completely get why he was elected." Ms. Kelly said she thought some journalists did go overboard against Mr. Trump. But she said, the vast majority of the controversy he generated, and in many instances intentionally, with the goal of being covered. She added, "It's a bit like the boy who kills his parents and then begs for mercy on the grounds that he's an orphan, right? One thing about being president is you get covered without even trying. Even if past isn't prologue, this is going to be interesting,"